Kimberly Olson here, also known as the Goal Digger Girl, coming in for a Goal Digger Daily. And let's just say my day ran away from me. Can you guys relate to that? Sometimes I'm running around like a crazy person and I don't even know how I make it all happen. I'm just throwing it out there. I think I might have to do a workshop on productivity and time blocking. Hey Elizabeth, nice to see you, girl. You need to message me. We need to talk. We need to strategize about some stuff. So guys, it's so funny. I'm on my computer and I'm on my phone. I can see my computer and it's kind of weird. There's some distractions going on there. So this is the latest I think I've ever done a live before. And you know what? I almost didn't do my Goal Digger Daily today, but you know what? I told you guys I was going to do it. And I was like, you know what? I can't be this freaking motivational gold digger and not be showing up, right? I have a fly swatter. I'm on guard right now. This fly, he wants to hang out in my office, which makes no sense. There's no food in here and we have our whole house. Like, could you please just go hang out somewhere else, not in here? Or the woman who's trying to focus and be productive, get out of my office. So I'm ready for that. Night owl. Yes, I am a night owl. Tell me, do you guys like to get your stuff done in the morning or the evening? Now or have you ever changed? So this is crazy. I used to be a morning person. If I needed to do anything analytical or a project, it had to be the first part of the day. Now, as you guys know, guess when I'm peak productivity? I have made myself become an evening person. Isn't that weird? I used to go to bed at like 9:30. Now what time do I go to bed? Between 1 and 2? It's crazy. Freaking crazy. Okay, this is why you're broke, people. You ready for this? This is why you're broke. It's nuts. Okay, because either you're not making money or you're making the money and you're freaking spending it. Can I get an amen? So, and you know, guys, this is what I was thinking about. It's not about being able to pay my bills, because I can pay my bills. It's not even about being able to like pour into my team and stuff like that, which I can. It's being able, and one of my coaching clients, her and I were talking about this. It's being able to buy whatever the heck I want and be able to give to whatever I want. That's my definition. What's your definition of being wealthy or rich or having enough? Like, I would love to know, like, am I out in left field for wanting to have whatever, or is that being stingy or not stingy, greedy? Is that being greedy? I would be curious to know about that. So I've done a lot of studying on mindset work, as you guys know, but I'm really focusing on money. And this is why. We're in business. All of us are in business, right? The reason why we have our businesses, we all have different reasons. Some of us, it's just to be able to, make ends meet. It's to be able to pay that credit card, maybe cash flow vacation. Some of you are like, I just want a cleaning lady, or I want to be able to put my kids in sports, right? It could be you want to quit your job. I don't know if you saw my post today, but I was able to walk away from corporate America almost a year ago because I was missing everything. Like, I have a teacher who saw my baby's first steps. Like, I have the video on my freaking cell phone, right? That's going to motivate a person to want to leave her job. Everybody's different on what your goals are, right? But you are either not making the money you want to make to leave the job or hire the cleaning lady, right? So to pay off debt, you want to gift whatever I want. I love that, Chrissy. I mean, just to be able to just give, right? Like, if you see someone in need, just to be like, write that check, right? To pay off, we're seeing a lot of paying off debt. Okay, so got my prop here. This is what I want you guys to understand, okay? It's real. I've studied this, okay? There's two things going on. You're either beating the drum of the same story over and over again that you keep telling yourself, okay? So the story is, I can't afford this. I don't have enough. Oh my gosh, the bills just keep coming in. Have you ever caught yourself saying, oh no, another medical bill, right? Oh my gosh, they raised our blank again. Like us, it's always our mortgage. They keep saying the escrow's short because the property tax, everything keeps going up here in Austin. And so our value is skyrocketing. There he is. Damn fly is going down. I hope there's not kids this late at night watching this. I will take out this fly. It will happen. You guys can be my witnesses. I'm not playing. Okay, well, that's happening in a second after this video. So have you ever caught yourself doing that before though? You're like, oh, they keep raising the blank, 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 right? Or you're just like, I don't know what my problem is. I just, I can't, everyone on my team is making money and it's a perfect shot. Are you kidding me? You guys saw that. That was like perfect shot. It was right on the light and I didn't get it, but that's okay. I'm gonna set that down. I'm gonna focus. But you see people and you see them having the things and you're just like, why do I not have the things? First of all, I want to tell you, it's kind of BS, a lot of it. Like, that's just social media, right? Like, I saw somebody posted something like, oh, la, la, la. And I'm like, I know the backstory on that. That's actually kind of a stretch there. So you got to be careful with social media because it's going to make you compare And you're going to see all the successes, right? You're going to see people in network marketing having success. You're going to see people quitting their jobs. Well, you don't know the story behind that. Maybe quitting their jobs just meant they had to bring in an extra $300 a month for that mom to stay home. You don't know the story on that. So you're thinking, oh, cool, like crazy. She freaking quit her job. That's amazing. And you're comparing yourself. Have you ever done that before on social media? You're just comparing. So you're either marching to the drum, you're marching, beating the drum, the same story, guys. The majority of our thoughts are the same thoughts as yesterday. What do you think when you think about money? Drop below, give me a word. When you saw money in the title of this, what feeling came to you? Probably a little FOMO. Like, what's she gonna say, right? Like, what's she gonna say? Is there some secret about money I need to know about? There is. I'm gonna tell you about that in a second. But there's a feeling that comes up when it comes to money. It's sometimes anxiety. Sometimes it's feeling uncomfortable. Talking about money can be hard for people. Freedom, someone said freedom. Sometimes it can be scary, right? Worrisome, like, I don't know, right? Goals, okay? Financial abundance. Yeah, there's a bit of a stretch there. So what does the word money mean to you, okay? So what's the energy around it? So if you keep telling yourself that you don't have enough, the law of attraction, which is real, I've tested it and it freaking works. It's a real thing. It's like a law. The law of attraction attracts like to, even if it's not what you don't want. If you're like, oh my gosh, like, man, every time I go into my checking account, like I'm about to bounce a check, or oh my gosh, what is the saying? There's not enough month at the end of the money. Dave Ramsey always says that. I'm a Dave Ramsey graduate, by the way. Go Dave. I feel like I should be the cheerleader with my shirt today. Oh my gosh, this is what happens when it's past 9 o'clock and I'm just silly. So when you think about money and you think about what emotion you have around it, guess what? You're attracting more of that. Yes, you are absolutely attracting more of it. So you're like, how do you explain that, Kimberly? I'd have a surgery and, my kids go to college and it's freaking expensive. Yep, you attracted it. You did. Your reality right now, you have created that. So what's empowering about that is if you can actually stop and take some freaking ownership of your life, there's an idea. Get in the driver's seat, guys. Take control, okay? So if you can just be really honest with yourself, maybe pay attention to that for a week. When the word money comes up, or you think about a bill, or you think about spending money, how do you feel around money? Because that's the first problem. Because if you don't have a healthy relationship with money, this is something I learned from Amy McNally. She is a mindset coach, and she does some courses on money. She was like having us work through like growing up and just like, what did we think about money, right? Okay, second person is the person who you aren't saying that. You're actually making money, okay? So if you're making some money in your network marketing business or even with your corporate job or however you're making your money, girls, you're making the money, but you keep spending the money. Is anyone guilty of that? That's more where I'm at. I make great money, okay? I am very thankful when I look at my things, the revenue every month, I'm like, that's just great because I know where I came from, right? Like Scott and I didn't have, 2 nickels to rub together when we moved to Austin 9 years ago. No money. That's why I like that Iggy song. Anyways, so don't watch the videos. That just ruins the whole song of the theme. But we had no money. And so when I look at the money I'm making now, I'm like, dang girl, that's friggin' awesome. But there's patterns with my money. So for me personally, and I'm being completely vulnerable here, my pattern is when I feel like I don't have enough money, what I do is I hustle. I'm just like, me guys, like I can bring my A game. And I know my ability to create content. Like I know if I put courses together, workshops, boot camps, whatever, I know it's gonna serve you guys because I'm so tuned into what you need. I know you're gonna show up and put your hand up and say, I wanna learn from you. Like I know that. I extend myself a lot. It takes a lot to do that, but I will grind and hustle knowing that I got to fill up my bank account. You know what I mean? I got to fill it back up. Then what I do, as soon as I feel like, this is all theory, by the way, this is not on a budget plan, okay? Then when I feel like I have the money, guess what I do? I spend it. I was doing some work with Michelle Thompson, which I posted about her today. So go message her if you want to work with her on your subconscious mind and breaking through beliefs or blocks. Have you ever heard of that? You need to break through blocks. I did some work with her. And she was like, you feel like you can breathe. And I'm like, yes. She's like, well, what you're doing is you're really breathing. So you're like, just like blowing money, right? And it's not bad things. It might be, I'm going to like a ton of conferences this year. I invested in training, coaching. Like I give a ton, I pour into my team. Like I mentioned earlier, it's not bad money spent, but it's definitely like, ooh, I have money and I just spend it all. Like, right? Or then you're like, oh my gosh, I have taxes due. Like, duh, because I have like no plan. Okay. Does anyone feel like that? Like you just don't have a plan when it comes to your money? Okay, so what I realized is I need to budget some breathing room. So I need to say, you know what? I need some wiggle room. I need to be able to just spend. I need to be able to just to be able to know that if I want to go wherever and buy some clothes, which is not really my thing, but you know what I mean? Like I need a little play there. And then I need to be okay with the fact that like when I get money, all that money, then I can spend some of it, but I'm not just gonna be like, woo, right? Like, it's, you know, I have money, it's awesome. No, I'm gonna plan it out. So I'm committing, and I would invite you guys to come along for the ride with me because I've done this before. I did this last year, a year ago, and it totally worked, is I did a 3-month projection. And it's hard as an entrepreneur because we don't know our paychecks and stuff like that. But hopefully, if you've been in your network marketing company long enough, you have sort of an idea of how much money you're making every week or every month. So what I did is I just wrote down all the money I thought was going to come in weekly or monthly. And then what I did is I wrote down all my reoccurring expenses. So like I have a couple of virtual assistants, and I have, you know, my website, and I have ads and stuff like that. So I have all these expenses, which will be a little bit different for you as an entrepreneur or a network marketer, but you also have samples to spend money on. You have maybe some trainings. Hey, maybe the Goal Digger Girls training, you want to do my boot camp next week. But you're going to invest some money in your business. So you know you've got these expenses, right? So in the projection, you put that in there. So I use Excel, and I just literally would write down May income. I would project what it was and put where I thought that was coming from. For you, if you just have your network marketing business, it's just network marketing business. And then what I did is I said, okay, these are the expenses I project. And I was able to see that I was going to make money. That's actually how I mapped out like 6 months worth, where I was like, holy smokes. I did it for 3 to see if it was on track. And guess what, you guys? It gives me chills. You ready for this? Down to the 100. So it was like 12,100, I don't know, something like that I had to make from a boot camp. Down to the 100 is how much I made from the boot camp when I projected it out. You can't make this stuff up, guys. I'm telling you. Write it all down. And so by writing it down, I was telling the universe this is what I wanted to bring in, and I felt really good about it. That's another thing too. When you do this, you should feel good, right? If you're just like feeling fearful and you're like, how am I going to pay my bills? You're going to attract more bills, and you're not going to attract the money. So you really have to kind of pretend. Like I write a check to myself, and I look at it all the time. So I have a check in my bathroom for it would be my biggest income month. And I keep looking at it until I hit that number, and then I write a new check. And so I'm on this is my 5th or 6th check. So I just look at it, and I don't hit it every month. It usually takes me a couple months to get it. But guys, you know what that's doing for me? It's making my every month go up every month. And it makes me feel good to know like I'm in control of attracting that. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm energetically getting aligned with it. And when I can feel good about it, it comes to me faster. So the whole swing of like, I have money, I don't, and all that, like that's just sending confusion to the universe. And so it's kind of like, well, we don't know what to give Kimberly because she's freaking shit show over there, and we don't know what she's going to do with this money. But if you have a budget and a plan, you're going to feel more confident with your spending. And then when you decide to buy something, this is what Michelle was saying. She's like, don't just buy it. She's like, make it a little difficult to get the money. Like maybe it's in a certain account for extra stuff and you have to transfer it over. She's like, make it a little bit harder because there's that pause. Have you ever done that before? Oh my gosh. Tell me if you've ever been at an event, like even one of those, you know, when you go to the resort and they're like timeshares. Who are some timeshare victims that is watching this right now? So it's a timeshare and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to have this. You're like at the thing. I went on a cruise once and the lady's like, oh, she like did this like nutrition scan and she's like, oh my, you need $500 worth of vitamins right now. And I was like, I need $500 of vitamins. And then the person I was on the trip with, I was like, hey, this is what my thing came up. And they were like, that sounds really weird. You might want to sleep on that. Slept on it. And the next day I was like, I do not need those $500 worth of vitamins. So it's kind of like that. So it puts you back in control though, because when we're impulsive, we typically have remorse and feel guilty, right? But you are an entrepreneur. You are a business owner. If you went to your local McDonald's, which is a little different because it's a franchise, but if you went to a local store or a boutique even, they wouldn't just like guess, like, well, hopefully you can pay rent this month. Like they have a plan, right? Like, okay, we know we have rent. This is what we project in sales. This is what it's going to cost for our clothing and our inventory. Like there would be a plan around it. And I think with network marketing, we sort of just like go fly by the seat of our pants, don't we? So the reason why I think you're broke is because you're either thinking, you're attracting negative thoughts around money and you keep thinking the same thoughts, or you are attracting money and then you're just spending it and you don't have a plan. And then you're just like feast or famine with your money. And that's not good either because it doesn't feel good. So if you guys want to do the challenge with me, it's just pretend. It's not like a real one that I'm going to put together. But I love Dave Ramsey, so go look him up. He has something called Every Dollar, and you basically write down every single dollar and account for everything, but you can set up a budget for each category. So I do a budget for my family, and I do one for my business. And then I just transfer money over from my business to my personal, and it's been working really well. So I've always done our family one, but for some reason I've just sort of been working a lot and haven't made it a priority. So I'm making a priority, a public commitment to you guys that I will be a good steward of my money, and I'm manifesting more money than I've ever made in my whole life, so I can live comfortably and give abundantly, which has always been my kind of slogan and mission statement when it comes to money. So that's what I have for you tonight. I hope it's helpful, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Oh, and if you're not on my email list, get on my email list because I send out the replay of these every day. Have a good night, guys. Bye.